The story of the giant elephant. In a forgotten valley, a giant elephant awoke from a 1,000-year slumber. The body of the giant elephant was as large as a moving mountain. Every footstep of the giant elephant made the entire ground shake. The skin of the giant elephant looked like the bark of an ancient tree, cracked and covered in moss. The tusks of the giant elephant were curved, ivory white, and as large as great tree trunks. The eyes of the giant elephant were deep, holding the wisdom of time. The existence of the giant elephant was a secret hidden by the deep forest. The duty of the giant elephant was to be a protector, a keeper of the land's balance. The giant elephant began its daily patrol through the forest. Under the footsteps of the giant elephant, new trails were forged. The weak young trees were carefully avoided by the giant elephant. The breath of the giant elephant created a misty haze in the air. Every creature in the forest revered and respected the giant elephant. The trumpet of the giant elephant was not one of anger, but the sound of nature itself. The giant elephant moved slowly, full of majesty and power. The food of the giant elephant consisted of the most ancient plants and fruits. It used its magnificent trunk to gently pick clusters of fruit from high above. Not a single predator dared to challenge the strength of the giant elephant. One day, the giant elephant sensed the forest's pain. In the distance, a forest fire was spreading, threatening the life of the giant elephant. Fire and smoke were the mortal enemies of the forest and the giant elephant. Without any hesitation, the giant elephant headed straight towards the flames. Its protective mission spurred the giant elephant to act immediately. It came to a great river, one that only the giant elephant could cross. The giant elephant sucked a colossal amount of water into its trunk. It returned to the fire, looking like a god carrying the rain. The giant elephant sprayed a massive column of water toward the raging flames. The water from the trunk of the giant elephant extinguished a large part of the fire. But the fire was too large. The effort of the giant elephant was not enough. The giant elephant decided to use a more powerful method. It used its immense body to knock down rows of large trees. A firebreak was created by the strength of the giant elephant. The fallen tree trunks stopped the advance of the flames. The giant elephant worked without rest under the terrible heat. Its thick hide protected the giant elephant from the heat of the fire. After many hours of struggle, the fire was brought under control by the giant elephant. The forest was saved, but a part of it was scorched, leaving the giant elephant with a sense of sorrow. The giant elephant stood silently, looking at the patches of forest blackened by smoke and fire. But the work of the giant elephant was not yet finished. It went to the healthy parts of the land, using its tusks to plow the fertile soil. The giant elephant used its trunk to collect seeds from the ancient trees. It gently scattered those seeds over the recently burned land. The giant elephant was sowing the seeds for a new rebirth. This was a healing act from the protector, the giant elephant. The rains would come, and the seeds planted by the giant elephant would sprout. Decades later, a new forest would grow thanks to the giant elephant. Its mission completed, the giant elephant felt a deep sense of peace. It slowly returned to its familiar resting place. The giant elephant found a waterfall hidden deep in the forest to clean its body. The cool water washed away the ash and fatigue from the giant elephant. The moon rose high, shining down on the massive form of the giant elephant. It looked like an ancient statue carved from rock and moonlight. The giant elephant found its cave, where it had slept for centuries. It stepped into the darkness. The huge body of the giant elephant filled the cave entrance. The giant elephant lay down, and the ground once again trembled. It closed its gentle eyes, sinking into a deep sleep. The dream of the giant elephant was of a green and peaceful forest. It would sleep again, waiting until the forest needed the giant elephant once more. The existence of the giant elephant is a legend, an ancient tale. It is the heart, the inseparable soul of the deep forest. As long as the giant elephant exists, the forest will never die. The legacy of the giant elephant is not recorded in writing, but in the green of the leaves. The strength of the giant elephant is not for destruction, but for protection. The loyalty of the giant elephant to its home is absolute. The giant elephant is the embodiment of the most primal force of nature. The story of the giant elephant will be retold by the winds. It is a silent song of life and rebirth. The world outside may change, but inside the valley, the giant elephant remains. The giant elephant is an eternal guardian, a silent gardener. And in its sleep, the giant elephant is still listening to the heartbeat of the forest.